Good afternoon. Welcome to part 20 of the 1cc attempt stream thing, which is at this point probably an excuse just to take a look at the games on this multi-cart for as long as I feel like. At least, it's kind of what it feels like some of the time. We're coming towards the end of the series, but we are 20 parts in. Still got a fair few games left. I mean, there are 3 pages left after this, so I'm just going to say the pages that are left just through process of elimination. I think these are the ones that we have after this one. So we've got page 4, I think. Page 26, which should have actually been the first one I did, but I miscounted. And 39. So, yeah, some quite interesting games left to go. Even just on this page, you can see we've got the classics Mario 14, War Wolf, Hot Blood Basket Ba, or possibly Hot Blood Basket B.A. Baracus, I don't know. Hot Blood Ice Hawk, as opposed to Hot Blood Ham Hawk, I guess. And Hot Blood Volley Ba. So, let's just do these in order. I'm going to play some Mario 14, because it's been a while since I've played this one. Yeah, and I just swallowed an ice cube. Oops. It's funny, I started this series back in January, and it's now June, and I'm still playing this. But here we are. Now, you might wonder what this game has to do with Mario just watching this intro. You know, the famous Mario villain, Evil Man with Mask. You know, my favourite character from that series. And this man, who turns into Mario. And you might also notice this game made by Wario, if this screen is to be believed. So I think what happened here is, you know, you might remember that whole debacle where, you know, Wario took over Mario's castle and then Mario took it back. And I think this is the aftermath. Wario basically decided, no, don't go into the demo mode, you arse. I want to play. That's what I was pressing start for. I wasn't pressing start for you to do your bloody demonstration. I don't need a demonstration. I just need to play it. But yeah, I think this is what happened after Wario got kicked out of Mario's castle in Super Mario Land 2. And I don't remember what that does. I think it's just extra health, isn't it? So I extended my health bar. Also, you can do that. Also, yeah. This is a bit of a funny one. You might remember on one of the earliest streams in the series, I played a couple of other Mario games, namely Mario 10 and Mario 12. And yeah, this is obviously the follow-up to those. Mario 10 being the one where he beats up a tiger in a like kung fu style for some reason. And Mario 12, that's the game where, well, actually it was actually just Yoshi's Cookie with a different title. Not a whole lot to say about that one. But I'm thinking of like the other Mario games that are on this console. Like you have this game, obviously, but you've also got what is it? Mario Brothers, the arcade game that I looked at last week. There was Super Mario Brothers that I looked at in one of the other parts. Dr. Mario, and as I say, Mario 10 and 12, and of course this game. And that's it, I think. Unless you really want to stretch it and include Donkey Kong in that as well. But, again, that is stretching it a bit. That tends to be counted as its own series, I think. Also, I don't remember all the, like, different moves. This is one of those games where they, like, assign, like, 10 different moves to the controller. Also, yeah, you really did a bang-up job on that one, Wario. You know, just go back to making your products for WarioWare Incorporated or whatever. You were better at that. So, here we go. But yeah, if you don't know what this game actually is, well, firstly, you know, I'm thinking of the Mario games that aren't on this console. Games like Mario 2 and Mario 3 and, of course, Mario 7, you know, everyone's favourite. But seriously, why did they put these games on here and not Mario 2 and 3? How are you meant to avoid that? I don't know. But, yeah, why this game's on here and those aren't doesn't make any sense to me. And this game is bizarrely common on, like, clone systems, too. Like, any given clone system, there's, like, a very high chance that this game is on it. More so than the actual Mario games. Except maybe the first one, but it just doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, all the kids were clamoring to play Mario 14 on their clone systems. It's just, I don't know. No, Mario's Time Machine isn't on this, thankfully. That game is horrible, so... Actually, it's less horrible and more just, like, incredibly dull. Also, yeah, again, how you meant to avoid that, I don't know. But yeah, it's like Mario 2 is missing from this, which is a real shame. I like Mario 2. Mario 3... Yeah, I'll just tell you straight up. I hate using the word overrated, but I think Mario 3 is one of the few cases where it's like slightly justified. Though, having said that, it is a better game than this. You know, it's a lot less jank, I can tell you that much. But though I don't say that to mean like Mario 3 is bad by any means. I just mean it in the sense that people hype it up as if it was the second coming of Jesus, when in reality it's just kind of like a pretty decent platforming game. But yeah. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, the boss fights in this game are fucking terrible. It just kind of hit me, like, going back to this game. This is how the boss fights work. They are invincible for, like, 95% of the time, because the designer was a git, and wanted you to, like, basically waste your time doing this, like, 15 times. Actually, I don't know how many times you have to do it. It's too many. Let's put it that way. Like, this is how you beat the boss. You just do this over and over, and you can only get one hit in, because of the way they programmed it. And yeah, if you don't know, so this was made by Micronix, and you can tell this is made by Micronix. Like, it is every bit as jank as you would expect a Micronix game to be. And the real tragedy too, this is from 1993. Like, the standards had increased a lot from, you know, the days of On Yanko Town, and and, you know, games like that. Also note that you basically have to get your hitting on the exact frame, otherwise the game doesn't count it, because the program was a shithead. So look at this. Oh, you don't hit on the exact frame? Yeah, we're just not going to count it. And there's no timer, so, like, what's the point? It's just... Like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you can stun right next to the boss, but, like, that's just bad design. If that's really the best way to do it, that's really just a statement, like, they didn't know how to make the game. You know, I genuinely couldn't remember if this game was any good offhand. Like, I remember this game being just kind of mediocre, but playing it again, I'm like, no, actually, this is pretty terrible. Like, again, the fact that this was included over, like, Mario 2 and 3, it's like, who actually signed off on that? Like you actually included this over those games. It's like a half-assed platform game that came out in, like, 1993. Again, like, this came out after, like, Kirby's Adventure, and I'm going to say straight up, I don't like Kirby's Adventure at all. I don't think it's any fun to play. I realise I'm in the minority on that one. Personally, I couldn't stand that game. But that game is better than this. Certainly, yeah, this game can just... bleh. It's like, who included this game and said, yeah, we'll put this on the console? So if you don't know what this game is, by the way, so this was also known as... I'm trying to remember the original name. It was like Kaiketsu Yanchamaru 3. Basically, it's, yeah, just like a really, like, low-effort, like, late-era platformer that, like, no one cared about when it was new. Because, again, it was 1993. There were, like, basically no games that anyone cared about, other than, like, Kirby's Adventure and, like, Mega Man 6. That was it. Those were, like, the only games that anyone actually paid attention to and bought. Where games like this, no one bought them except apparently whoever decided to bootleg it. And as a result, it's actually really quite hard to get a like legit copy of this nowadays. This is one of those games that like only hardcore collectors would bother with and no one else. No, give me like Mario 10 or 12 over this. Yeah, so I figured out the strategy. It's just the strategy is stupid. I mean, this is like the exact level of quality that I would expect from a Micronix game from 1993. Like, the story behind this is weird, because the thing about Micronix is, I mean, their games range from decent to horrible, and we've seen both ends of the spectrum, you know, we've seen, on one hand, we've seen games like Twin Cobra, and Tiger Heli, which were perfectly fine. And then you had games like On Yanko Town, which I played last week, which I would say is one of the very worst games on the console. This isn't quite that bad, but it's well below the standard of what you would expect for a game from this era. Let's put it that way. Like if this game had come out in 1988, it would have been mediocre. And the fact that it came out like 5 years after that is just unacceptable. So you actually released this like that late in the and this was by IREM too. Like IREM actually did plenty of good games. Like they did Spelunker, and you know Hammer and Harry, and the first Kid Nicky. I don't remember much of the first one, but I definitely remember it being a better game than this at the very least. But yeah, this was like the third game in that series. So you had this game, you had the second game that no one remembers, but at the very least I do remember it being more solid in terms of like how it plays, because that one wasn't done by Micronix. I can't remember who made it. It might have been like IREM sort of in-house project, I don't remember, but yeah, this kind of like this game in particular, it really just kind of screams to me like IREM was just done giving a damn about this console. It was like, yeah, we'll just shovel something out in like 5 weeks and call it a day. Because they did this game in '93, and they also did Daikon Gensan 2, which was also a Micronix game. And yeah, they couldn't be bothered to reskin the enemies here. Like, they could easily have put the fish in from Mario in this, and they didn't. But anyway, I'm trying to think. No, the weird thing about this and the Hammer and Harry game is that, okay, so they were from 1993, but the thing is, Micronix had basically stopped making Famicom games after 1990. Like, that was kind of when they kind of left this console behind and focused on the 16-bit consoles. They didn't do much on 16-bit. They probably did a whole load of Mahjong games, but in terms of, like, games anyone actually cares about, there's not much there. But for some reason, IREM decided to hire them for 2 more games in 1993. I have no idea why. Also, I don't know how you meant to get out of the water. This doesn't make any sense. Like, it won't let me jump out. Like, in a Mario game, you can just press the jump button and you'll just exit the water. Okay, what's the control to get out of the water? Because I'm pressing, like, A and B, like, I'm mashing them, and, like, it literally just doesn't do anything. Like, am I meant to press select? Start just pauses the game. Okay, legitimate question, how do I get out of the water? Oh, I have to jump when I'm, like... So you can't swim out the water like in a real Mario game, or, like, any game that was any good. No, you... Like, you know, I really am taken aback by just how bad this is. Like, again, I could not remember what this game was like qualitatively. I remembered it not being great, but I remembered it being, like, playable enough. Yeah, this is, yeah, definitely worse than I remember. I do remember you could do this, but of course you need a key to do it, so pointless. I mean, the music isn't too bad. I mean, like, the graphics... I mean, here's the thing. Presentation-wise, Micronix have certainly done a lot worse than this. I mean, again, on Yanko Town, I mean, this is a big step up from something like that. It's still not good, but it doesn't, like, hurt my ears the way that On Yanko Town does. And yeah, how you're meant to get to the door, I don't know. Like, maybe if the controls actually made sense, you could do it. It's just... It's like, why did IREM even bother to release this? Like, I genuinely don't know. Because they released this, they released Hammer and Harry 2, which I don't remember playing that game much. I maybe played it for like 5 minutes, but I remember that game being worse than this, somehow. Like, that game was actually somehow jankier and also notably worse than its predecessor. Because, like, Hammer and Harry 1 on the NES is a good game. And Hammer and Harry 2 sucks. That's pretty much my memory of the games on the NES and Famicom. First one's good, second one, don't even bother. It's just... But yeah, like, this game... I mean, again, this is not, like, the worst game you'll find on here. I've certainly played worse games last week, and I'll probably end up playing worse games today, to tell you the truth. Like, you know, considering that, again, we do still have a page of nice code games left, there's a good chance that we'll end up seeing those today. Yeah, like Hammer and Harry 1 is a good game. Hammer and Harry 2 sucks. That's my memory. Okay, also, how you meant to dodge that? I don't know. I guess just jump. Okay, I think I figured out the pattern for this one. At least this one isn't, like, invincible, like, 90% of the time. I can feel the game collapsing under its own weight. Oh, come on! His health bar was empty, you idiot. But yeah, Iron really fell off a cliff in 93. Certainly when it comes to the Famicom, at least. I can't remember what they were doing in, like, 92. No, they did Metal Storm in 92, didn't they? Well, the NES version was out a bit earlier. But, you know, the Famicom version technically was out that year, so, you know, close enough. Oh no, Mario versus the Flying Bananas? I don't really get it. Also, amazing soundtrack too. This sounds like it could have been on the soundtrack for like the Athena Famicom game, which is actually significantly worse than this. Like that, might actually be that may actually be their worst game. I certainly can't think of a worse one offhand. It's either that or Onyanko Town. One of those is the worst, and I can't decide which. I'd have to play both of them again. You know, I will say this, I'm amused by the sprite of like, the flower pulling out a gun. I will give this game one thing, it's got that going for it. Like, at least that's funny. Oh wait, can you not hear the soundtrack? Sorry. Apologies for having the audio off, now you get to enjoy the amazing soundtrack. Also, that looked like a wall, but apparently wasn't. It just, like, went through it. That's funny. Have any of you ever played... Also, great sprite work, too. Have any of you ever played... what was that SNES game? Like, the SNES version of... Raiden? Because there was a SNES version of Raiden that was done by Micronix. Also, wow. These waterfall graphics are horrible. Like, this is, like, almost seizure-inducingly bad. Like, look at this. Also, you can just do this and get up the... Oh, well, there's nothing up there anyway. Wait, can I jump up? Great, so there's a key there, but you can't actually use it for anything. Oh. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was like some child's first video game project. It's only got that level of quality. It's just... bleh. And it's like the fact you have to like mash B to get up the thing too. Like, why can't I go up the wall? Like, there's a wall there, and it's like, oh, no, you're not allowed to go up there, because we're Micronix and we don't know how to design games. I mean, God, you ever played their version of, of Super Pitfall? I think that's kind of the fatal flaw, was they allowed, was presumably they allowed Micronix to design this one. I mean, I haven't played Kid Nicky 1 in quite a while, but I'm pretty certain that game's better. Also, I can't go to the area where that foot jumped off. That looks like I should be able to get to that platform, and the game just says no. Like, look at this. I'm not allowed to jump that way, except when the game says I can. Like, who designed this game? And why were they allowed to make games for, like, the Famicom? It's just... oh. You know, if I'd have known the game was going to be this bad, I would have actually just done it last time, just so I wouldn't have to think about it. It's kind of like my strategy with a lot of like really bad games. If the game is like really bad, like look at that. Like, why couldn't I go through the wall earlier? I was holding right, and it wouldn't let me do it. But now it just randomly decides to let me do it that time. It's like... it's like someone paid money for this, presumably. And like the amount of money you would expect to play this on like the collector's market nowadays. Ugh. You know, I weep for anyone who actually wanted to get a complete Famicom collection and had to... It's like, well, I'm going to have to waste my money on this game. You don't know what I nearly said. Oh, also, when you die, you lose your keys because the game hates you. yeah, like, the level design here just doesn't make sense. Again, it really feels like... It's like Chronix just straight up did not have a designer on their team. Because there's no way that someone actually designed this, like, intentionally. It's like, where am I supposed to go? Like, am I supposed to go down? No, because, like, there's nothing down there. No, you're supposed to go in the giant spike pit and get killed. And also, you can't go this way. I think. Oh, the controls are so bad, too. Like, they're so stiff. Like, again, like, the fact that, like, a 1993 game could be this stiff, like, again, like, I mean, this wouldn't pass for 1986. Like, I've played, like, I think, like, the majority of the platforms I've played from 86 played better than this. You know, it's like, you compare this to, like, the Puss in Boots game, or the Kendo game, or, like, you know, Super Mario Lost Levels, or whatever. Like even, like, the bad games play better than this. For the most part. I mean, maybe something like Transformers is worse, but that's more just in terms of, like, bad hit detection, and just general design. Where this game, again, there's no polish to this game. Let's put it that way. Like, the polish in this is non-existent. Like, there. Like, how am I supposed to know there's going to be an enemy from that way? And how am I also supposed to know that I can't go right? When in the first 2 levels, to get to the boss, you go to the right. It's like, they couldn't just put a wall there to let you know that you can't go that way. Ugh. Like, this makes me wish I was playing, like, the Back to the Future game over this. Like, Back to the Future had better controls, at least. Also had a better frame rate. Just, ugh. You know what? Like, I've said some harsh words about Kirby's Adventure in my time. You know, I take back what I said about that game. That game is a work of genius compared to this. That game actually functions. I wouldn't want to beat it. But, ooh. And this game came out around the same time as well. This was... I don't know if it's the same week, but it would have been around that time. And yeah, how are you meant to avoid that? I don't know. Like, if the enemy just decides to do that, you'll just get hit. Unless you know what to do, I suppose. Okay, I figured it out. It's like Guts, man. Oh, and you just randomly die. Yeah, good. Yeah, here's about, let's never... yeah, we're going to fast forward this part. In fact, never play this again. Well, we can only go up from there. Let's play some Warwolf. Oh! Yeah, that's how I felt playing the last game. Okay, well, Warwolf. So if you don't know what this is, you might have heard of a game on the NES called Werewolf, and this is literally just the localized version of that. And yes, Werewolf is the original. It was originally by Data East, who made a whole bunch of games for the, like, American market. And yeah, this was one of those. And basically what they've done... Well, Takara basically took this game and localized it for Japan. They changed the title. The game itself is a bit more refined. I do remember in the original version of this, the controls were reversed. So you had to press B to jump and A to attack. In this game, they at least fixed that. So technically, this is the better version, even if you can't actually read the text. But, you know, fighting against... like, bootleg Zangief. Like, who is this? Like, somewhere between Zangief and Sagat, I guess. Which is funny, because I think this game predates Street Fighter 2, doesn't it? There we go. Oh yeah, Journey to Silius. Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember hearing this was meant to be a Wolverine game, which is funny, because there was a Wolverine game that wasn't this, and that game wasn't very good. Although, I'm not sure which one I'd rather play, actually, between this and that. But yeah, the R thing, that's actually supposed to be the Takara logo. Also, I apologize for the flashing effects, this game likes to do that. But yeah, I remember this. So, it's kind of weirdly similar to the previous game, just in terms of mechanics. Like, you can climb on walls. Though it works a little bit better in this game. For one thing, it actually runs at a decent frame rate. Though, I do remember trying to climb on ceilings in this is awkward at the best times, and I can never remember, like, the control to actually do it. There we go. Wolf versus the ninjas. Because it's a game from 1990, it has to have ninjas in it. That was just the rule. I wonder why. Also, I like the anger meter as well. Didn't, what was the game? There was one of the Russian beat games that had, an anger mode. If you got hit enough times, you would just go into that mode. And, yeah. Yeah, bad dudes. Well, yeah, I mean, Data East, I mean, they did make a Captain America game for the NES, as well as, of course, there was the arcade game as well. But yeah, this is like, they wanted to make a Wolverine game, but they couldn't get the license, so they had to kind of hastily reskin it into an original game. I will say this game actually has a really cool soundtrack. Soundtrack in this it's worth playing the game for it. Although, oh, I love that. Ho! Godfrey Ho. Also, how many hits do these enemies take? I'm hitting them like 15 times and they don't die. What is this, the Ninja Turtles game? I hope not. Also, I can just collect... I can collect dots. Also, these enemies look like rejects from, what's that game? Rolling Thunder. Oh. Also, I have to fight this dude again. I don't remember this. Do you have to fight this dude multiple times in the original? Because I think they might have changed this. So they just changed random bits of the level for no real reason. I mean, like the, first boss that you fight at the start of the game. I do remember in the NES version there wasn't a background for some reason. You don't actually see the background until after you beat that. It doesn't really make any sense. It is funny to me that, like, every time you hit the enemy it says, ho! Because they flip the sprites. Also, what's the money for? I don't get that. Okay, I can do the health. Give me the health. There we go. Also, I think this is one of those games where you get one life and a couple of continues and that's it. So as soon as I die, that's it, really. How do I get off the ladder? I can't get off the ladder. The game won't let me. No, just let me jump up the thing. There we go. Yeah, so I think you have to go up. Because I've played this game enough to know that, like, your real enemy is the time limit. And I think you're supposed to go... Nope, you don't go that way. Also, you can't scroll left for some reason, even though you could earlier, so... I don't know what that's about. There are things about this game that don't really make sense. Like, even having spent a fair bit of time with this. Yeah, so you want to walk over this thing. Because that just kills you, if you try to go through it. Unless you're, like... unless your timing is dead on, you ain't beating that. So there we go, that's the way to do it. I don't think you even could do that in the original. I swear in the NES version... Oh, here we go. Fighting against the DVD screensaver of death. Hold on, do you move the screen at this point? No. Does he have a second phase? Nope, that's it. Yeah, that's the problem. You can't fight the time limit. You just have to deal with it. I mean, time limits are often kind of silly in games anyway. Unless there's some kind of contextual reason. Like, do I have to rush through the game, or the dude's gonna... the bad dude, villain, whatever, is just gonna beat me? I like this screen, though. It's like Ronnie James Dio. So look at that hair. I will say this game, if nothing else, the soundtrack is banging. You know, Data East games, they tended to be jank. But they knew how to do soundtracks. I wish the enemies didn't take, like, 15 hours to kill. Also, yeah, you don't want to touch the blue W, that just gets you killed. Because now you get the shitty human form that no one wants. Look at this. Like, you see how many hits it took to kill that enemy? It's not even worth trying to fight the enemies in this form. Like, okay, now we get to turn into the good form. Because everyone knows that the werewolf form is better than the human form. Or the were form. Oh, also, the game just does that randomly too. It's like, oh no, not water! Great. And then that's it. Because the game only gives you 1 life and like 2 continues and that's it. So, we're going to move on from that. Might as well get the Kunio games out of the way. Now, these first couple, I'm actually just going to skip through them because I don't have any real familiarity with them. I've never played these, I don't think. So, you'll have to excuse me for not knowing how to play these games. I've seen people play them, but the controls and everything else, I don't know. But I know that this is, like, the basketball game that they did. And this was also the last one they did on Famicom. This was, like, December 1993 this came out. This was at the end of the console's life. Also, I like the plot to this one where Kunio wins a game show and then he gets to visit America, so that leads to him taking part in various street basketball matches. I don't know. That's what they came up with for this one. But yeah, here we go. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when he'll be back again. Sorry. Wait, he knows his own catchphrase? Well, I should hope so. Yeah. See, what's my catchphrase? Also, wait, what's going on here? So, yeah, we're going to surprise him. Anyway, let's get into the game. See, I like the parallax scrolling on this. Also, again, I'm going to play this one for like 2 minutes because I don't think I've ever played this. This is one of those games I've seen people who've played it, but I've not played it myself. Also, I'm amused by this map. It's very angular. So, let's see, we can go to New York. We can go to the Navy. We can go to, is that Florida, I think? Texas. I can't tell what that's supposed to be. Like, hold on, what does that say? Hawaii? Yeah, Hawaii. San Francisco. And Vegas. You know, let's just go to New York since that's kind of the default. We'll go for the defaults because I really don't know what I'm doing with this one. How do I start? So I like the image in the background, because that's what America looked like in 1993. And again, this was like a really like era game too. Like, this is the kind of thing you probably expect to come out in 93. Because for some reason, there were so many Kunio games back in the day. Techno's Japan, they took a while to get going, but once they got going, they really put out like a ton of games. Now, I do know that there are multiple baskets, like just stacked on top of one another. It's weird. Also, you could just pick up a ladder. It's got a bit of NBA Jam vibe, this does. Though, sort of NBA Jam, but also not really. Kind of its own thing. Oh, also, I don't know which button throws. Like, I know how to kick the dudes. Get that shit out of here! Has anyone ever played the, Hold on. No! That's the pass button. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to shoot. Great. Yeah, don't press A if I'm trying to shoot the ball. Oh, you asshole. Yeah, this is kind of like... I guess it's a bit like Arch Rivals, actually, now that I think about it. Because it's not professionals, you know, it's kind of just the Kunio dudes. And a bunch of Americans. Also, where am I? Like, there's no indication. I think that's the one problem I've come across this. There's no, like... You know, if you're off screen, it doesn't tell you where you are. And yeah, I could never actually shoot the ball. I would just get hit. So why are they just doing, like, somersault kicks? Like, what's going on there? Oh, here we go. Boom! Okay, I could do that at least. Yeah. Just do a nice little jump. Oh, you can also jump on the buildings. That's cool. Reminds me of that scene in Clark's where they're playing... What is it? Yeah, they're playing, like, field hockey on on just a rooftop. It's like vibes of that. I mean, it's not quite the same, but, you know. Yeah, this one's alright. I'm going to need to look into that more, but since I really have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just going to move on. Now, Hot Blood Ice Hockey. It's a real shame that there's no Blades of Steel on this, because that, to me, is the gold standard for 8-bit ice hockey games, or just old ice hockey games in general. And, it really does irritate me that whoever put these games on this console, like, they didn't even bother to try to get the English versions of them. I mean, granted, these two games, there are no English versions because they didn't bother to localize them. This was meant to be localized as Crashing the Boys Ice Challenge, but that never happened. But yeah, again, if you want to play these games, particularly the ones that didn't get localized, you really want to play the Kunio-kun Brawler Collection on the Switch. That's kind of the ideal way to play them, because it has all of the NES games and the Famicom games. It's also got the Double Dragon games too, that got released on that console, and it's a good collection. There's 11 of these games, so there's a lot to get through. Again, it's part of the reason I'm not really familiar with a lot of these, because there are just so many of these games. Also, I've played this one for like maybe 5 minutes. I remember this is a bit like Nintendo World Cup, where like the first match is like really easy, and then it kind of gets harder. So maybe I'll just play this first match, because this first team, they don't really do a whole lot. They kind of just stand there and let you score at will. It's like playing Cameroon in World Cup, actually. To be fair, after Blades of Steel, this may be the best one. And it's certainly... I can imagine this being better than, you know, Nintendo Ice Hockey. Like, Nintendo Ice Hockey is a good 2-player game. This one, I don't know. Maybe I need to try playing this at a later level. Also, you can just do that. It's like, yep, the goalie just moves out of the way and lets me score. Oh, okay, I was actually trying to pass it that time and it didn't work. What's the computer doing? Just sit there. Okay, sure. Also, I don't know what the point of jumping is. Like, maybe if you're about to get hit. I do know that Nintendo World Cup, you had sort of invisible health bars, but in this one they were like, no, we'll just make them invisible. And I'm sure that there are super shots in this as well, but I don't know how you do them. Again, I probably have to read up on it. Problem with Nintendo World Cup, doing the super shot is that it was different for every team, and for the American team, it was different for every player. Yeah, can I just beat up the goalie? Because that'd be funny. Nope, I can't even see who I'm controlling. Ugh. Yeah, let's see if the computer can score. Yep, they got a goal. My player got hit in the head because he doesn't know to lift the stick. Okay, is there any reason to pass in this? Yeah, it's like, maybe we'll just do that every time. Yeah! First off! Yeah, I don't even know if you can pass in this. Like, the passing just doesn't seem to work. Okay, and I think I have direct control of the goalie too. So it is like Ice Hockey and Blades of Steel in that sense. Yeah, so like I'm trying to pass the puck and it's just not working. I don't know if I need to hold it down, but... Get the pass! Ah, okay, so I have to hold it down and then it works. It just like bounces off the goalie. It's like, yep, no, you scored. This is one of those where, like, even though I'm, like, crushing the computer at this, it's also one of those where I'm like, okay, I know that... I know that I'm missing some intricacies of this game. So I get that A is pass, B is shoot, or, like, tackle, I guess, if you don't have the puck. And then, what have we got? Like, you can jump by pressing A and B at the same time, but again, I don't know what the point of that is. I don't think there's a way to switch players. Yeah, well done, goalie. I mean, they might as well put me on that team, like in real life. Yeah, this is like, what's that thing? That one college American football game that, like, John Boyce did a video about. You know, 222-0. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I can just, like, run down the yeah, let's see how many goals I can get in this first period. Yeah, I mean, we're currently, what, 12 up? Like, 12 to 1? Oh, it's like, yeah, it's like Australia versus American Samoa, like, circa 2001. It's like, how is this team even allowed to play football? Or hockey, whatever. Yeah, there you go. You just hold down the button, and then bounces off the goalie's face, and then you can just get the puck in, and then that's it. Yeah, Nekketsu school! Oh, no, it didn't work that time. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way to speed up. No, and wouldn't even let me shoot. There we go, 13 to 1. And that was just in the first period as well. Again, I'll probably look into this one more when I, like, decide to play my Koukou collection and maybe try to play some of these games I'm not as familiar with. Try to figure out what it is I'm missing. Though, yeah. I mean, you can see the stats for all the players. So you have... Yeah. Anyway. Okay, now here's one... We'll finish off this page with the one that I actually do want to try to play through. Yeah, this is the game I was thinking of. So yeah, you ever played Super Dodgeball on the NES? Well, this is the Famicom version of that. Again, why they couldn't just put the English version on here, I don't know. But we'll actually give this one a go, see how far we get. Because this is a game I have spent some time with. I haven't played this version of it, but I have played this on the NES. There we go. See, I've got a little bit of practice. Oh, hold on. Do you have to press the B button to catch the ball? I forget how this works. Do you have to press... Is it A or B? I really cannot remember. I think it might be B. There we go. Oh, okay, well, I pressed B that time and it didn't work. I don't know if maybe I pressed it late, or if it was just the wrong button. Okay, it feels like I've got to press it early, otherwise it just doesn't work. I will say for the record, it's been ages since I played this. I've played this one, but not in quite some time. And also it doesn't help that I've forgotten how shooting works. Okay, there we go. Also, this track is a banger. I'll tell you that right now. This might be my favourite track in the game, actually. Ugh. Here we go. Now we just have to wait for the computer to throw the ball. Okay, and I tried to catch it there and it didn't work. But, well, you can see one of the players is dead already. Yeah, that's the thing about this game. This game is brutal. You just kill the players on the other team. That's like the whole point. Here we go. Oh! And I ran out because for some reason he decided to dash even though I only pressed left once. I don't know if that's a problem with the controller. Oh, you can catch the Super Ball. There we go. Eat that. Coolio coming in for the kill! Now he's dead. Yeah, sadly now I have to wait for him to get the ball. He's like, oh, now he's just going to stand there. Yeah, see, I'm picking this up again. I don't remember how to do the super shot. I think it's like you have to do a certain number of steps. But I can't remember how many. Well, it's enough to win. Yeah. Sakura remix. You might recognise that song from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, actually. Oh yeah, one button catches and one does. Yeah. Yeah, I can never figure out the timing for the special moves. Or if I did figure it out, I've forgotten. Put it that way. Oh, we go to the UK for the second match. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's the difference between this and the NES version. In this version, the matches are in a different order. So, like, the Japan match in the NES version, it's one of the last matches you do, but in this one, it's, like, the first one. Yeah, so naturally, as soon as I get to the second match, the computer just catches everything. I don't know if maybe the computer is harder in this version. Maybe this was made... Maybe they toned down the difficulty for the NES. I don't know. So I don't remember struggling this hard on the second match. Yeah, especially when your character just misses most of the time. Yeah, because I'm on the second match, they're already catching most of the shots. And I will say, as good as this game is, the sprite flicker and slowdown is really bad in this one. Like, this has, like, genuinely some of the worst sprite flicker you'll ever see. And that's not to say that the game is bad or anything. It's actually a really good game. I just wish it ran better. You know, this is, like, a game where if you're emulating it, you really want to be playing it with, like, the sprite flicker turned off. Because, you look at... I mean, like, even just, like, the people, like, at the edges of the screen, like, they flicker like crazy. You see how, like, the frame rate changed there, too. Okay, I was holding down B that time and it didn't work. Like, it just, like, came to contact with the wrong character. Okay, can someone look at what the regional differences are with this game? I don't remember the game being this hard from the off. Like I remember it being kind of this level towards, like, the end of the game. Again, it might just be because I haven't played this in a while. Maybe I've just forgotten how to play it, I don't know. All of the frame rate issues are not helping. Like, I mean, the frame rate is, like, on par with my Chronix game, you know? like, it's... Yeah, the window for, like, grabbing the ball. Like, they couldn't just have their hands held out the whole time. Yeah, like, it won't even let me pick the right player. I've forgotten how slow this game could be when it wants to be. Also, he just decides to drop the ball. Even though I'm just straight up killing players on the court. Although, is it a court or is it like a field? Or like whatever the bloody terminology is for dodgeball. As if anyone's ever played dodgeball outside of school. Or that one Vince Vaughn film. You know, like, I need to form my own team. With such legendary characters as Blazer. Taser. Blazer. laser. That's all I remember. That and the the milkshake song. Yeah, see, I can just do that for a cheap hit. Get caught, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you see how, like, the frame rate kind of goes up as, like, players get killed on the court? So there's fewer of them. Here we go, just waiting for the game to start. It's like, yeah, you want to play? Well, you have to wait for them to actually throw the ball. Yeah, this is definitely, like, one of those games that's better with, like, a second player, I think. But, like, I'm sure the NES version of this... I don't remember which version, but there is a version of this where you could have different... Like, you could have 4 players. Is it this version or the NES version that did that? I can't remember which one it is, but... One of them you could do 4 players, and I don't remember which. I want to say it was this one. Oh, okay, I did it. That tells you I'm probably not going to beat this game, though. Like, considering that, like, I barely won that, and I have no idea what the timing is on the special moves, I can't figure it out. It's one of those things you pretty much, like, you need the manual, assuming it even tells you in that one. There's no guarantee with manuals, that's a problem. Sometimes they just don't bother to tell you anything. It's like, you want to know how to do special moves? Well, tough luck, we're not going to tell you. Yeah. They're playing like it's volleyball. Yeah, 4-player beanball. I remember the beanball mode in this being quite fun, where it's just kind of every man for himself. Yeah, that's beanball, isn't it? Ugh. I never quite figured out the numbers in this. Sometimes it's like you get 3 and then it takes off like 1 bar of health, but then you'll get like 7 and then it's like several bars of health. There we go. So that's 1 player down already. Also, is it just me or like the opponent names are written in hiragana, even though they're like meant to be foreign names, and therefore it doesn't make a whole lot of sense? Also, I'm going to assume that like the American team is like the last team you play against. Which is funny, because, you know, in that version, in the Super Dodgeball, it's like the first team you play against. You know, I really need to look up, like, the controls, just to know what it is I'm missing. Because I know I'm missing something. I looked them up at some point, and I was doing better than this. See, this is the problem with, like, most games from this era. Like, with very few exceptions, like, there was just no in-game explanation on how to do anything. Like, the only games I can think of where it actually tells you what the controls do, you have, I'm trying to think. Flying... What was that game? Flying Dragon? It was like a beat-em-up stroke fighting game thing. It was a bit odd. But basically, yeah, that had like a whole tutorial that told you how to play it. But yeah, and then you have games like this where you have a whole bunch of controls to learn, but you're not going to be told that anywhere in the game. That's really just a common fault for like games of this era, with very few exceptions. You're going to run into that problem. You kind of need a manual to play a lot of them. It's kind of one of the big problems with like clone systems like this, is they'll put games like this on here, or, I mean, God forbid, like an RPG, or, you know, like a simulation or something, where you really need a manual to know how to play it, but there's no manual. Well, certainly no manual that tells you how to play the games. Okay, so you have to play against the USSR. Second to last. I like that you just kind of travel around the world and just destroy. I will say, I really like how the players in this version are all the same size. That's one thing I never liked about the other versions of this game, was that they just, for no reason, decided to make one of the players on each team like 15 times bigger than everyone else, and it just looks stupid. So at least this game, they kind of made it make sense by not doing that. So, like, I swear sometimes your player just doesn't aim where you actually point it to. Like, that time I was actually holding down, like, diagonal sort of down, and it just wasn't, it, like, threw it, like, straight down the middle. It's like, what? It's not what I pressed at all. Maybe I'm missing something there, but... yeah, so that time it worked. Wait, Muhammad? What, in India? Like, is this not India? Like, is that not meant to be the Taj Mahal in the background? Because, like, what else is it supposed to be? You're not in, like, Pakistan, I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why would there be a character named Muhammad in India? I don't really get that. Unless it was, like unless it's, like, an immigrant or something. Who knows? Oh, do they? I thought it was just, like, Hindu and Sikh. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I haven't... I must admit, I have not looked very hard into it, so... You'll have to excuse my lack of knowledge. You know, I could keep playing, but... no, I may just... I may just mercy kill this one. Because you look at it, and it's like, ugh. Yeah. See, like, I did that, and it still only did 1 damage. Like, what? Like, you couldn't do more than that? Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to mercy kill this one. I don't know. Maybe I need to look into that more and try to figure out what it is that I forgot. Because I've definitely lost a lot of knowledge on that game. It has been a long time since I played it, probably at least a decade, so... yeah, it's one of those things. Sometimes I play games, I'm better at them, then I haven't played them for a long time, and then I just get worse at them. But anyway, that is it for page 8. So, we can only hope for better games on page 26. Here we go. Yeah, so as I said at the start of the stream, this was actually the page I was supposed to do first, but I miscounted the games, so I, yeah, am now having to do it, like, towards the end of the series. And, yeah, you can see some real classics on this page. All your favourite games, like, you know, Abscondee and Animal Contest. Oh, I'm sure you've all been looking forward to Animal Contest, but, you know, I'm going to make you wait. I'm going to play some Undersea Arena. The reason I'm playing Undersea Arena, well... yeah, so you may have actually... well, you might remember on one of the previous streams, because I've played a whole load of these nice code games, probably at least 100 of them at this point. And this is just... well, this is actually one of the other games I've played. This is exactly the same. So this is literally one of the other games I've played in the past. I think it was called Bugs War. And yeah, this is just Bugs War, except they've changed the graphics. It's literally the same game other than that. And yeah, considering that this is the same game, not even going to bother. Like, there's nothing to say. I've already played it. I don't know if that game actually ends, but I'm not going to play long enough to find out. Certainly not on stream, at least. Aether Cruiser. Yeah, you want to play the classic Aether Cruiser? Yeah, whoever made these games really liked the word Aether. Oh yeah, this is one of those games. I probably should have had the turbo controller for this, but I was not thinking. Yeah, so, you know, back in 2004, I think, Nice Code made a whole bunch of, like, backports of Atari games for a plug-and-play. It was the Atari Flashback. They were, like, doing the ports of the games for that. Also, great programming here, by the way. The computer can just go around the screen. Meanwhile, you can't. So, yeah, wonderful design, whoever made this game. You really did a bang-up job. Yeah, I think it's meant to be space, because we're in space. But yeah, one of the games they made for that Atari Flashback was a game called Solaris. Like, they converted that. Solaris being kind of a spiritual successor to... What was that game? Star Raiders for the Atari 5200 and Atari 8-bit. Really impressive game for the time. And yeah, there was kind of a follow-up for the 2600, which was designed to be more appropriate for that console. And it was a really good game in its original form. Unfortunately, Nice Code really did not do a very good job with it. I mean, the original Solaris port isn't that bad from what I remember. Like, it plays okay enough, I want to say. But I need to go back and play both of them to be sure. But with this game, they literally just took the Solaris port and then just stripped it of everything except for this one shooter section. Because Solaris has this whole map system. You have, like, these tunnel run sections. You've got, like, you know, fuel. You've got, like, all these different systems. Like, I think there's, like, a shop system as well. There's a lot more to it than this. And it's really funny that an Atari 2600 game from 1976 is light years ahead of this in terms of just complexity and, well, just design, really. Yeah, so they took that game and was like, how can we strip it of everything except for, like, one part of the game? Oh, yeah, this sucks. Like, you can't even... Like, the enemy travels with the screen, so it's not like you can plan how to position yourself. Also, you keep getting hit after beating the boss, too, which is great. But yeah, they basically just, like, reskinned their games. Like, you know, there were a whole bunch of Activision Magic games that apparently were never released in their original form, but there are, like, ripped-off versions, like, rip-offs of those games that are on this console and various other plug-and-play systems and whatever else. And, yeah, so, like, Ice Ocean, which was based on No Escape. You had Little Witch, which was based on Defender, I think. Or, sorry, not Defender. Chop Command, which itself was similar to Defender. Also note the fact that I died there, and, like, my health bar was almost full. And I will point out, by the way, that you do not have an ending for this game. From what I've read, this game does not end. Like, literally, it's just the same, like, level repeated over and over again. So I'm just going to count that as a win, considering that you really can't beat the game and it's just one level that loops endlessly. There's not a whole lot to say about that. So I'm just going to count that because whatever. Actually, yeah. Speaking of rip-offs of Activision games, let's play Aim Cruise. Are you enjoying the soundtrack yet? But hey, at least this game has an intro, that's something. So, yeah, thanks, Robin, Song, Wofire, Lucia, and Hunk. Hunk, really? So, okay. Now here's a question. Has anyone ever played the game Seaquest? Because this is like a really shitty rip-off of it. I mean, Seaquest... I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not a fan of the original Seaquest. I find it kind of... I can take it or leave it. This is basically like someone took Seaquest and tried to remake it in a weekend and didn't know how the game worked. Like, they just didn't understand the gameplay. And then they realized they didn't have the license for it, so they just reskinned it into a game where you're an aeroplane in space shooting down other space aeroplanes and whatever these pink things are. I can't even tell.
And this soundtrack.
Also, there's no sound effects. Look. Sorry, I was talking over the soundtrack, but just like what even is the audio? But yeah, it's like, I mean, so if you don't know, Seaquest, you're supposed to like rescue like people underwater, like they're being chased by sharks or whatever. Except in this game, they took out that mechanic because presumably they didn't know how to do that. Anyway, that's all I have to say for that one. But you know, I can take or leave Seaquest. I mean, butchering that game, whatever. But this is the one that really makes me sad. Candy Workshop. So I was actually playing this game recently. Not this game, but like the original game it's based on. So another classic Atari game that you may or may not have heard of. There's a game on the Atari called what was it? Pressure Cooker, which was a game made by Gary Kitchen, I think, and it is arguably one of the greatest games on the 2600. And yeah, this is like, again, this is like someone tried to remake that game in a weekend and didn't actually know how the game worked. Because here's the thing, like, in the original game, you're supposed to build burgers, like, you know, that was the idea of the original. In this, they've changed it so that you're making presents, I guess. Like, like that must be a really shitty present. Like, someone gives you a present that's just a lollipop. Just... Oh, I'm saving Animal Contest. I'm building up to it. But yeah, as I say, this is basically a really horribly butchered version of... Yeah, of... Pressure Cooker. And it's a shame, because that game is really good. And, you know, the plug and play that presumably would have had this version on it was apparently never released. It certainly never surfaced anywhere, so I have to assume it got cancelled. And what a relief, because if anyone had been introduced to this as their introduction to Pressure Cooker, ugh, that would have been just the worst. Like, it doesn't even give you the right thing 90% of the time. Like, I'm pretty sure the original game, it's kind of programmed in such a way that it gives you the correct item that you need at least half the time. This one, they couldn't even be bothered with that. And also, there's meant to be a second screen. So, like, when you've built the present, or the burger in the original, when you've built the burger, you're supposed to take it to a second screen and put it in the right box. So again, they've just, like, removed half of the mechanics of the original game, more or less. So yeah, it's just a really bad version of that, with sound that makes me want to die, graphics that don't really make sense. Again, like, why would you put... why would you put a piece of chocolate inside of a present, like, inside of, you know, a package? And it's like, yeah, this is your present. I paid 15 whole pence for this. This is how much you're worth. It's about as much as this game is worth, actually, now that I think about it. Actually, no, it's not even worth that. This is worth 0. And, like, God, you have to be so accurate with the, like, catching the things, too. If it's not, like, exactly in the middle, it just dissolves. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the game ever progresses past this. I've played this game before, like, this version of it. In the original Pressure Cooker, you're supposed to make 12 burgers. Pretty sure it's 12. But yeah, you're supposed to make 12 burgers, and then once you've done that, you know, assuming that the counter at the top is above 0, you go to the next level. But of course, this game never seems to progress past this screen. It never says level 2 or anything like that. Like, if anyone can confirm if this game has a level 2, I'd love to know. I know the original Pressure Cooker does, but I don't think this game does. And, like who actually signed off on this soundtrack, too? Like, it's not even... Like, there isn't even, like, a time signature that it adheres to in any way, shape, or form. Like, look at that. I obviously caught the thing and the game said no. Also, you can stack presents. Which is kind of silly, because there doesn't seem to be any situation where you need to do that. Like, you know, pressing the buttons doesn't do anything. Like, select does nothing. Also, you seem to be faster horizontally than vertically. I don't know... I don't think the original game was like that. I know there were some Atari games that did that, but I don't think this was one of them. Ugh. This game is a war crime. Like this is a war crime against Gary Kitchen, who I think made the original game. It's like, say what you want about Gary Kitchen's Battle Tank, it's a million times better than this. You know, it was like an actual game that had design put into it. It wasn't just like a really bad rip-off of someone else's game. Also, yeah, Aether. Oh, is this it? Are we about to beat the level? What happens? So why is it showing that I've got to put the chocolate thing together when there's nothing else left to do? Like, okay, well, I'm just holding this piece of chocolate and waiting for the level to end. You know, I don't think I've ever actually played this long enough to get to the next level. Yeah, here we go, stage 2. It's like, wow, they actually programmed a second level into this. Who knew? Yeah, and again, it's going to have the problem where it's most of the time it's just not going to give me the thing I need to beat the level. Also, yeah, your counter carries over between levels, but here's the thing. In the original game... Okay, well, firstly, catching the things was a lot easier. But also, in the original game, the counter was meant to go up after you beat the level. Like, you're meant to get this sort of bonus where you get more chances to mess up later on. So where you beat the level, now they're going to give you a bit more leeway for level 2. And yeah, this does just seem to be level 1, except now you have to put 2 things on each item, which, again, is not how the original game works. In the original, the deliveries generally get more complex, but it's not like every delivery is the same. Like here, every delivery, you got to put 2. But at this point in the original game, you would have ones where you would only need to put 1 ingredient on the burger, and you would get the occasional one where you don't need to put any ingredient, which is nice. Also, it's just me, or is the music desyncing as well? I mean, the music is so horrifyingly discordant, I can't actually tell if it's desyncing, but it probably is. I'm like, this is probably glitched, but even if it wasn't, it would sound just as bad anyway, so really, who cares? I kind of feel bad that I'm this good at Pressure Cooker. But, like, I'm still getting killed by the game's jank. Because this version's so poorly made that it's like, even if you know how to play the original game, you're still going to get screwed. Like, I'm amazed they don't just have these things constantly coming out of the things. Even when you're holding something. Oh, look at this. You got like a 2 pixel window to be able to hit the things without them just being destroyed. Okay, genuine question, is the music desynced? Can anyone tell? I mean, the thing is, I do have the audio turned down on my end, so I probably would be able to tell from off that. Oh wow, they actually have an audio that only has 1 thing on it, but I haven't come across any audios that don't have anything on them. So I don't know what's going on there. Also, someone trying to drill outside, presumably to distract me from the game's audio. So, So I have to do this for my own sanity. Where is it? Hold on. I can't do the thing! You know what? Just kill me. Like, I would rather just deliberately lose. Let's see what happens if I just keep overloading the present. See if I can make the game crash. Those are great sound effects too. I bet they're ripped off. Yeah, it's the best you're going to get out of me. Hooray! The game is over! Now we can finally move on to a game that's... Also, you can pause on game over screen. No. It's the worst set of games I've had in a while. Okay, what else do we have? You know, actually, I'm just going to redeem the turn the sound off thing for the next game myself. Where is it? Because I already know. You know what? I already know I'm going to want to do that for this game. Like, what is this face? It's probably the face of the program who made this. Hold on, let me turn off in this soundtrack. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've got the game on mute. I've saved you all. I decided to show mercy. And I'm also showing myself mercy by just muting the game on my end too. Because fuck this game. This is one of those games that you look at it and go, yep, this sucks. Like, you don't even have to play it. You're just like, yeah, I already know. This is like the world's worst version of Kaboom. Actually, thinking about it, it's a bit like that other game that I played, Fruit Pig. Except with audio that makes me want to turn the game off. And also, it doesn't have a dancing pig in it, therefore it's inferior. So where are the green worms at? Yeah. Be thankful that I have the audio turned off, by the way. Yeah, like, I can't even tell what that thing's supposed to be. Actually, no, this is less Fruit Pig and more Mad Christmas. Everybody do the monster dance. This is totally not a copyrighted dance. They could not sue me into oblivion. But what even is this character's face? As you say in the chat, it's like they tried to take Mike from Monsters Inc. and make him look really stupid. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. Again, yeah, this is the worst Kaboom I've ever played. Was this supposed to be Kaboom originally? I feel like one of these games was probably supposed to be Kaboom, and they couldn't get the license for it, so they just changed it to something else. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case with this game. Also, you move so slightly, you can't even get to the worms. The bugs or whatever. I'm just going to enjoy the sound of the fan and my own talking. Yeah, I'm just going to just sit here. I can do this all day. Also, I love waiting for a green worm to appear on screen because they, you know, just because of the way the randomization works. Oh, I'm looking forward to Animal Contest, I'll tell you that. Oh, yeah, you better be ready for Animal Contest. Because I'm not sure that I am. But I'm as ready as I could possibly be. Ooh, the worms are moving slightly faster now. Oh, they've really reinvented the wheel with this one. They broke the mold. Hopefully, literally. Just so that they wouldn't be able to produce any more consoles that have this game on it. Just, oof. Yeah, no, of course it just passes right through the... Yeah, can't be bothered to actually pick up the bug, because that would have been... That would have taken some effort. Mind you, this animal, like this bootleg mic or whatever it's supposed to be, is putting in about as much effort as this game deserves. Let's be fair. What's the point of the bird? Like, the bird doesn't seem to do anything. It's like, just like, well, we gotta distract you from the horrible game in some way. And my question is, does this game actually end? That's what I want to know. I hope it does, just so that way I'll have closure on this one. Because this one seems easy enough that I could just breeze my way through it. When the game decides to load the right worm. Makes me wish I was playing the game Worms right now. Because you know Worms? It's a good game. I like Worms. Worms Armageddon, one of the greatest games ever made. Here we go. Stage 4. Oh no, don't tell me this is one of those games where it just goes on endlessly and you just do this over and over. I know there's another version of this where you play as like a pot with a face, or like a vase with a face on it, and you have to collect the right coloured blobs. And if you collect the wrong coloured ones, you lose. Well, at least the game goes faster. So there was that. It's a bit like Pac-Man in that sense. And absolutely no other sense. It's like Pac-Man in one sense of the word. Yeah, I can make my own music. I haven't got the stylophone thing with me, but I can pretend I do. Yeah, call back to one of the earlier streams. I think I forgot to include it in the VOD though, so anyone who's watching the VOD, that won't make any sense. And it already doesn't make any sense to anyone who's watching this live. So, I don't know why I did that. Maybe I did it just to confuse you. Because confusing people can be funny. Certainly more fun than playing Bug Catcher at the very least. Let's be honest. Oh, come on, that didn't clear the level. Yeah, like, they couldn't just have it so that each worm counted as one dot on the bottom. It's like Wonder Ball, where they just make an arbitrary amount. That doesn't make any sense. So look at that, it took like 10 worms to show up for one to show up that's the correct colour. Yep, that's the level of quality we're dealing with on this game. And I'm not even going to bother playing any music over this. This game doesn't deserve music. Other than the nonsensical sounds coming out of my mouth. Which, let's face it, every sound that comes out of my mouth is pretty much nonsense. That's just my way. Okay. Blob Man is going to win. Blob Man is going to eat blob. But no, he doesn't actually eat blobs, because I messed it up. He actually eats different coloured bugs, but he only eats ones that are the same colour, because that was a game design choice they made. It's like, we're not even an animal contest yet, and I'm already like, how did these games exist? Like, how did someone look at this and say, yeah, this is good. let's just ship it. We've got to make another 110 of these this week. Let's go. Like, they literally put something like 120 of these games on here. And it's like, they're some of the worst games you've ever seen in your life. Like, there are plenty of games I don't like that have an audience. And I don't really get them, but I get that, you know, there's a set of people who do get them, and who do like them. But, like, has there ever been a fan of Nice Code? Like, do fans of Nice Code actually exist? Like, I'm pretty certain that I am the person who has played these games the most out of anyone on this planet, other than maybe the people who made them, and I'm not even convinced of that. You know, like, if you were to ask, did the programmer play this game more than I did? I'm inclined to say probably not. Like, I really don't think they did. I think they just slapped something together over a weekend and just called it a day. Like, I genuinely think that. Like, or however long it takes to make a game like this. So, yeah, I'm having a real music moment with this one. It's kind of a shame they didn't put music moment on here. I mean, it certainly would have been better than, like, some of the stuff they did put on here. I'd take that over World Worm. Oh, hell, why not SingStar take that? Probably because it was on the NES, but, you know. Are you enjoying the silence? Because I'm certainly enjoying it far more than this. Yeah. You know, you could be enjoying this, but I think you'd choose the silence. I know I would. Because I'm a man of taste, a man of class. You know, I've got class in my blood. It's not in my blood, actually. I had to siphon the blood off someone else. And that's how I got the class. But yeah, there we go. Level 6. Level 7, great. Yep, now we get to do it even faster. Wonderful. And it's still spawning too slow. Yeah, it's really funny. There was that one Kaboom-like that I was playing earlier. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, this is just like a worse version of that. Like, look how long it takes to fill up the bar, too. I can't even tell if I'm catching the bugs or if they're just passing right through me. Ugh. You know what? Give me Ghosts and Goblins over this. Like, even that shitty NES version is better than this. And that's saying something when I'm complimenting Ghosts and Goblins on the NES compared to something else. When I'm saying that that game's better than your game, you got a really bad game. Because that game is awful, but it's better than this. It's just, ugh. Like, there was more of a game to it. You know, you could jump. There's no jump button in this. You think they programmed a jump button into Bug Catcher? I don't think so. In fact, me talking is a better piece of music than the actual piece of music they made for this game. That's kind of the standards that we're at. The standards are non-existent. And it's the exact same stage 3 times, except you catch a different colour each time. And someone said that, yeah, that was good. Yeah, look at that. I obviously caught the thing, and the game says no. Yeah, who needs a jump button? Like, even bloody Alfredo on, like, Action 52 for the Mega Drive had a jump button. And that's kind of like this. But that game had more going on. Can you feel the Fast and Furious gameplay? This is what I get for turning off the Kunio games early. I get this. Like, I just get a never-ending rain. A never-ending shower of worms. Yeah, that's a quote to use in the future. You ever heard the term anti-fun? I think Nice Code defines that term. Like, you want someone to... You know, if someone comes up to you and asks, what is the concept of anti-fun? Like, what does that actually mean? Yeah, just show them Bug Catcher by Nice Code, and you'll get the point across. Like, Bug Catcher or Wild Worm, or Wonder Ball. Like, these games are just nonsensical too. Like what is the idea behind this game? Like, there's a sideways tree that's raining an endless supply of worms. And like what am I playing as? Like, you think I could be playing as like a bird? It's like Bird Week. You're catching butterflies and feeding them. Like, that was grounded in reality more than this is. It wasn't a simulator, as certain people have claimed, but more of a simulator than this. It made more sense. Oh, you arsehole. So yeah, I'm just going to catch the wrong one because I'm an idiot. Look at this. It takes like half an hour just to get one worm. Just... Do you think this game was made to spite anyone who played it? It's like, yeah, fuck you for buying our plug-and-plays. This is what you get. Like, you want to play the NES Mini? You want to play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? No, you're playing Bug Catcher. See, like, this is the thing with me. I played the bad game, so no one else has to. But they probably will anyway. It's like, you know, someone's got to play it. Someone has to play these games. Like, there has to be evidence that someone has played these games more than, like, 2 seconds. And hey, I am living proof of that. Plug and pray. Yeah, plug and pray that you don't have to play a game on this page. Page 26. The most cursed page of them all. Actually, yeah, it might well be, considering some of the other games we've got left. I'm saying Windows 95 is plug and pray. If it's Fox, why do you gotta go the Mac way? Log right on as my personal guest. You got Macintosh software on your desk. Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best. I'm the computer man. It's like Dr. Mario. It never gives you the right piece. Never gives you the one you actually need to win. I should just put on the Computer Man song. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, if this goes to level 10, I'm probably just going to move on. The fact that it's actually raising the quota that I need to beat the level is telling me, you know, this really doesn't deserve to be played, like, at all, but it especially does not deserve to be played for more than 9 levels. Just, no. You just can easily fit yourself within the things. So there is that. Ugh. Yep. About to win, but no, the tedium is prolonged. I mean, this isn't even, like, painful, it's just tedious. Which is kind of painful in its own way. Yeah, stage 10, you know what? How's about no? I'm just gonna, let's not, and let's just say I beat the game, and let's just move on. Because, you know, no one's life is long enough for level 10 of Bug Catcher. You know what time it is? It's time for Abscondee. Just Abscondee. You know what's really funny about this game too? So they took the font from Bucky O'Hare. I don't even like Bucky O'Hare, but it's better than any of these games. Like, Bucky O'Hare is like an actual game. But yeah, so like this game, you go around trying to collect things. Also, sometimes you get randomly hit, and there's no way to avoid it. It also looks like Devil Dawn Doom. If anyone remembers that game, which was one of the games I played before. Yeah. By the way, good luck knowing that that spike is there the first time you play this. Because you won't. I can't remember if you have to collect all the dots. I'm going to assume yes. Because this feels like the sort of thing they would do. Just... ugh. Also note that... Yeah, by the way, first off, I was like a mile away from the fan and took damage, because the hit detection sucks. And, yeah, good stuff. You got these things that you can't even see. Also, they give you just barely enough time to beat the level 2. Yep, can't go in the exit, even though I've triggered the switch that activates the exit, because the game designer was a shithead who didn't know how to make games. Like, normally I don't go out of my way to insult the person who made the game, but in this case, no, fuck the person who made this. Whoever put themselves down in the credits, I hope they used a pseudonym, because, like, if I made this game, I would just pretend it was made by someone else. Like this is awful. Like, this is awful. Like, this is one of the worst. Just... The best thing about this game is the title screen, and even that sucks. Like, this is, like, a game... This is what happens when you have a game designed by someone who hates games. Like, you get someone who, like, hates video games to design your game, this is what you end up with. Like, you don't even get health after beating the level. Just... I hope the person who made this game either learned how to design games after this, or was never hired by the game industry again. Like, one or the other. I can't even tell where I'm supposed to go or what to do. This is like the evil version of Cookie's Labyrinth. It's like, what if Cookie's Labyrinth but like 1,000 times worse? Because Cookie's Labyrinth was more transparent what the traps actually were. Like, you could just see them on screen. It's like... Yeah, why would you need to restore health between levels? Like, yeah, also note the fact that, like, there isn't even any health power-ups in the game. So you want health power-ups, you ain't getting them in this game. Just, oof. Has anyone ever beaten this? I'm gonna guess either no, or only with save states. Because this is, like, a total save state game. Like, you kind of need that to make any progress. Unless maybe there's a way to glitch it, I don't know. And, like, some of the traps are just invisible. Like, what even hit me there? There was nothing there. Like, there was literally not anything in the vicinity. Just... Yeah, like, you know, it's funny. Like, a lot of the games are, like, incompetently made. This one's just downright hateful. Like, this is a game that wants you to suffer. More so than, like, most of the other nice code games I've played. It's like, you look at how bad the collision is, too. Like, if you're not, like, dead center on the object, you just don't collect it. Yeah, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do there? Also, wait, what happened to the lives counter? I just suddenly got 5 lives? Did I underflow the lives counter? Like, what happened? I'm actually going to complete Abscondee. Or does the game just go on forever? Also, you barely get enough time to do this, too. Like, you basically have to rush because of the time limit. Like, I was complaining about time limits earlier in some of these old games. But this is one of the worst for that. Like, just... And you combine that with the horrible collision, too. Again, if you're not dead center on the board, you don't collect it. And look at that, I barely had enough time to beat the level. Okay, so this version of the game may actually be broken. Okay, if I did underflow the lives counter, then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just deliberately get myself killed after every level, just so that way I can get more health. So I actually had the sound turned off on my TV. I was like, where's the sound? It's like, no, I need to appreciate this amazing soundtrack. It's just... Like, who programmed the soundtrack? Yes! I beat the game! I was so good the game couldn't handle me. Like, the game got sick of me progressing by underflowing the lives counter. You know, this is the best game. Hold on, what's going on with the sound? Wait, is this normal? Like, does the game just crash after level 6? Or are there supposed to be more stages? Because this is clearly just level 1 again. So I'm going to take this on assumption that I did beat the game. Because obviously they ran out of levels. There we go. Abscondee has officially absconded out of the game. And the game couldn't handle it. Okay, let's play one that isn't quite as bad as the last few. Here we go, Warrior. Okay, so this is similar to one of the games I played on one of the other streams. You might remember a game called Devildom Doom. And this is just Devildom Doom again. Well, actually, here's the thing. Devildom Doom is really just a clone of the game Night Stalker. Also, I pressed the button to shoot there, and the game didn't shoot. It's like, no, you're not allowed to shoot in this game. Yeah, this sucks. This is like, what if Night Stalker was the worst game ever? Or like, it's Night Stalker remade in like 30 seconds. It's like speed programming contest. And oh, I'm going to be sick of the word contest by the end of today, I'm sure. Also, they took the tank from Battle City and just put it in this game. There we go. Multi-kill! You know, this is the best game on this page. This is, like, sort of a game. This resembles a video game. Which is more than I can say for the last few. But again, so this is literally just a rip-off of the game Night Stalker for the Intellivision. And Night Stalker, I would say, is one of my favourite Intellivision games. Just a fun little kind of like maze game where you just destroy everything. Not a whole lot to it, but, you know, it's fun. This is just the poor version of that, where it just... the feel is just off. I don't know. Like, it doesn't necessarily play that badly, but the feel is just not quite there. And, yeah, I mean, this is really not on the level of Battle City. And, you know, I mean, we saw the tank game last time, you know, Tank 1990. It's like a weird version of it. Okay, I was nowhere near that, but somehow I got hit. Which is, you know, great design there, lads. Really did a bang-up job. Also, the bullet just kind of disappeared. And the enemy's bullet disappeared too. Oh, and also, thanks for spawning the enemy right next to me, game. I really appreciate it. That's, yeah, real good design there. So, like, what am I even attacking? So I'm attacking tanks, but I'm also attacking what look like either yellow stop signs or balloons. I can't tell what they're supposed to be. Also, of course, the enemy camps where the gun is, which is, yeah, great too. Yeah, they just took the tank out of Battle City. Yep, and then the game just randomly ends. Like, I wasn't even near the bullet. It's funny, too, because I played a game called Dark Cavern for Atari 2600, which is basically the 2600 version of Night Stalker. And that's a really good version. It's really funny when you play that and play this, just how much better that game feels, even though it's more or less the same game. That one has a different map, but, you know. But yeah, that's Warrior, whatever. We're just going to move on. Blocks World. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, this actually is one of the more... well, one of the games that makes a little bit more sense, at least. This one is just kind of a rebus puzzle. So, the idea here is you've got to place the blocks in the holes. Why they made the blocks you're not supposed to be them in dark green, like they couldn't have made it a brighter colour, I don't know. It's a bit like Wisdom Boy, if you remember that, which I played on one of the other streams, which, because, you know, that game is on this console. Okay, well, I think I figured out a way to speed up the cursor. I can just, like, roll the D-pad a little bit. But yeah, if you remember Wisdom Boy, or possibly D-Dalian Opus, also known as Dead Alien, yeah, this is just that game. Except Well, I suppose the layout's a bit different. Instead of putting together one big shape, you're putting together a load of smaller shapes. Also, the controls aren't that great. Your cursor is just not fast enough. At least this game actually makes sense, unlike most of the other ones that we've looked at on this page. Just, yeah, you've got blocks, you got to place them inside the holes. It's like, you know, even noise code can't mess that up too much. Though I know they made several versions of this. Oh, come on! Like, okay, so if I don't place it in the exact spot, it, like, despawns the block. Yeah, great design there. Just, wonderful. Yeah, this ain't no Wisdom Boy, I can tell you that. Like, Wisdom Boy, he was a boy of wisdom. And there ain't no wisdom with these games. Yeah, great audio. Okay, now we've got to make some larger shapes now. Oh, they're getting creative. What do you say? Was there creativity involved with this? I'm surprised they didn't just try to do more, you know, like, card games or whatever. Like, just really basic stuff that, like, even nice code would be able to do reasonably well. I don't know. Like, generally the simpler these games... Well, actually, no, I was about to say the simpler these games, the better, but that's really not true. A lot of these games are way too simple to the point of just banality. A thunderstorm? Well, there's no thunderstorm where I am, at least. It's nice and bright. And not too warm, so... Well, it's okay. Where I live, but, I suppose where you live, maybe it's a bit more unsettled, but I'm not the weatherman. But, yeah, here we go. Level 2. I think this game has an ending, doesn't it? I think I might have played through this game when I did the Nice Code series. I don't remember for certain, but... You know, I'm so glad I'll be done with the Nice Code games after today. Like, after this, there'll be no more. After that, it'll be nothing but good games. Amazing games. The best games you've ever played in your life. Maybe. Hold on. I've got to place this block. I was like, well, there's only one spot that this one will fit. Ugh. Okay, well, at least I know how this game works. I could probably beat this. Can I make the count go up to 74? I mean, I can't get... I'm not going to be able to get 100 games at this point, but, you know, I could at least try to get, like, I don't know, 80 or 90 or however. Also, I like that there's just an, like, a J block in the corner. This one's facing the wrong way. But, okay, we should be fine. Also, it's really funny that you're using a mouse cursor to control this, and yet you're essentially confined to a grid. I don't really understand that. So, okay, we've got this one block on its own. And then we've got this other block that's also on its own. He could go to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I mean, with a game like this, you really have to try hard. Try to make it in any way exciting, in any way, shape or form. Yeah, you could be watching the World Cup right now, or you could be watching this. Actually, the World Cup match is probably on later. I haven't been watching it just because I'm just not interested. Like I said before, like on the last stream, I'm not a big football person. I know more about the sport than I probably should, but... Yeah, if it'll let me pick up the object, there we go. I was pressing the button, it wasn't doing it. Yeah, it's like we've got to put a time limit in to make it in some way challenging. It's like we have to make this challenging. Yeah, I think this one like goes here, doesn't it? Yeah, Qatar playing Switzerland. Yeah, I thought Qatar was what you got stuck in your throat. Okay, well, thankfully I can read these levels like a book. And frankly, I wish... right now, I wish I was reading a book rather than playing this. I know I'm not even a book person, but, you know. Oh, for a second I was like, wait, where's the T block supposed to go? It's like, oh, I missed the thing in the corner. Yeah, you see Discord. Okay, well. You think England's gonna win? Fat chance. I'd have a better chance at completing... I'd have a better chance of completing, like, Wild Worm than England win the World Cup. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Okay. Okay, get these blocks out of the way. Because I can do it. I can do it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was never much of a book reader. I didn't read books when I was at school, outside of, like, the one or two that I had to read for class. That's just the kind of person I am. It's not that I hate books or anything, it's just I didn't take much interest in them. I was too busy with video games at the time to really get into them. Oh, hold on. I think oh, good. So, because I put the... Oh, no. Hold on. Can I fix this? For a second I thought maybe I messed up, but this might be salvageable. Seeming I didn't waste too much time contemplating whether I'd lost. Also, yeah, like the fact that I'm trying to make the thing move faster just so I have more time to beat the level. This isn't a great way to do things. Like, just make the cursor fast so I don't have this problem. Or, like, have a button that speeds up the cursor or something, I don't know. Because select doesn't do anything. I tried the select button. Doesn't do anything. Cannot be helped. Ugh. Okay. Stage 6. So I think there's something like 7 levels to this. If I remember correctly, it's something like that. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I can do this. I can make the number 3 with the power of blocks. And I'm going to do just that. I'm going to show you my superior block matching skills. See, this is the kind of thing I do with my free time, is I play nice code games. Like, imagine trying to explain that to your colleagues. And I don't. Or I'll just have them think I was boring. Okay, I think I can do this. As long as I don't run out of time. Because of the amount of time it takes to move these blocks around. And I'm doing this, like, the fast strat, too. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Yeah, there is no such thing as a nice code games fan. I'm just a person who tolerates their games enough to beat some of them. Like, there's a big difference. I mean, there are people who've beaten Tower Draga. And I guarantee you many of them are not fans. Okay. So I'm gonna get this victory. Hold on, how do I do this? I got no idea. What if I do this? But then I do this. Okay, I think I've got the strategy set for this one. You'll let me grab the block. Ugh. Yeah, like, this game is functional, therefore it's one of their best games. Because it actually works and isn't like a glitchy mess. I mean, like, considering that, like, Abscondee literally crashed when I beat it. Kind of the level we're dealing with. Okay, I think I'm about to win. Is this the last level? Or are there more levels after this? I can't remember. Hoping this is it. Please. I want to see a win screen. I think this game might have one. Yes! Okay, we did it. That's game number 74. Blocks World complete. Also, like, what even is the 2-player mode? Yeah. Of course, just take turns, because, you know, that's all we could think of. Okay, so what games are actually left? We have Animal Contest and Busy Bar. I think that's it. So let's see, Busy Bar. Yeah, I've done these other games. Okay, so we're mostly done with this page already. Okay, let's do Busy Bar. Yeah, bear with a nice bottle of wine. Or glass of wine, whatever. Hold on. Oh. No, apparently decided, yeah, I don't want that. Here we go. Full power! Let's do it. Nope, apparently that is too powerful. The game didn't like that. Oh. And of course you're off by like 1 pixel and the game says no. Also, yeah, amazing sound effects too. Yeah, I want to order the... Oh, of course you decide you don't want that after I've already thrown the thing, you tit.
And this soundtrack.
You know, this is the worst Tapper I've ever played in my life. Ugh. Yeah, they want to rip off Tapper because these games make me want to drink. And I don't even drink. But I would rather drink than play this. It's like, you don't even get time to, like, calibrate the thing. Like, who the fuck designed this? Sorry to be vulgar, but this game calls for it. Like, this game is proper shit. Like, this is one of the worst. And and I'm talking worst by nice code standards. Like, this one's, like, borderline unplayable. Like, look at this. Like, how am I supposed to get it? Because it's like, okay, I'll throw the thing. It's like, oh, now they disappeared, and now you can't get the thing anymore. Yeah, like, look at that. I obviously threw the drink. Give me a drink, bartender. God, I mean, people made fun of... You know, people made fun of... what was the game called? 10 with no name? People made fun of that game, but it's a billion times better than this. It's like, what if we murdered... It's like, what if we decided to murder Tapper? You've got to gauge in the power you have to throw it at too. Ugh. I mean, you are speechless, but I mean, you're providing speech on... Well, this being awful. Yeah, the bouncy power... Like, you can't just hold it down. Just no, it moves back and forth on its own. Also, I'm pretty sure the music's, like, desyncing again. It's hard to tell when the music is this bad. It's like, I could do better in, like, 5 minutes. Like, literally. Like, give me, like, Fruity Loops right now. I will make a better song for you in 5 minutes. No, and I picked the wrong thing. Great. At least you can change the thing while you're about to throw it. Which is kind of funny. Was that the one that Neil Baldwin made? Or was that someone else? Sorry, I wasn't even looking at the game. I was just doing this. Also, I love the sound effect that they took straight out of the Dr. Jekyll game. And again, people make fun of that game, but it's 1,000 times better than this. Like, that's actually a game. and not, you know, tappers recreated by lunatics. You know, it's kind of funny. This is the one time I get to just let loose and just, like, make fun of the people who made it. It's like, you actually made this. Not that this stream is any better, of course, but... You know, I couldn't do better. But, you know, there's a reason why I'm not employed to be a video game programmer. It's because, you know, if I made something like this, I'd be like, I think I'm just going to quit the industry. And to be fair, like, I'm not a video game industry person anyway. Like, I know enough about the video game industry to know that I don't want to be involved with it. Just... Steo the Frog... What? What's that? Like, this game, I think it's sapping my will to live. So this game makes me want to unalive myself, as they would say on YouTube. Unalive. Like, you want to talk about the dumbest words anyone's ever come up with? Apart from maybe Aether. But maybe Aether only sounds bad to me because I associate it with these games. Also, I got that. I don't care what the game says. You know what? I just want to break another glass. Come on and break your glass. That's what this game deserves. You know, I'm not even gonna do this. I quit. I quit this job. I'd rather be ingesting crack rocks in the yard or the alleyway. Yes! I finally get to quit! Okay, I'm resetting that so hard. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break to fill up my drink, and once we come back, we will play Animal Contest.
Quit your jibber jabber! You ain't hurt! You pathetic! Ah!
Sorry, Mr. T. But anyway, back in a minute. For Nice Code's finest hour. Yes, it is time for the greatest game ever made, Animal Contest. And you want to know who made this game? Well, I was so proud of this one, they didn't even want to credit themselves. They're like, you know what? No, you're not allowed to see the credits for this game. There's a reason for that. Because, well, when you actually played this game, this is the game. 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 What do I even say for this one? You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to plug in the turbo controller, so I'm not having to press the button every time. Yeah, turbo controller, here we go. So I used to play Animal Contest. Animal Consent. You know, that would be a more interesting game than this. Yeah, here we go. In fact, this game is so good, I'm just going to turn the audio off and just play this instead. Yeah, you know, give me the, give me the Altered Beast theme over this. Literally this. I mean, what do you even say about this? Like, you can see what's happening on screen. Also, the turbo button has stopped working, so well done there. I think it's just this controller being rubbish. Yep, this controller sucks and doesn't plug in properly. Yeah, this game, like, even the controller doesn't want to play Animal Contest. Just, what do we even say about this, other than, well, do you know the card game War? And if not, it is a game where one player draws a playing card, then the other player draws their playing card, and whoever has the higher value card gets the cards. And then you just keep doing that until one player runs out of cards. And like that is what this game is. So essentially they've taken the card game War and tried to reskin it, but in a context that doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess it's meant to be based on the weight of the animals? Maybe? It's hard to tell. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, War isn't even a game to begin with. I mean, I've made fun of, many of these other nice code games, but even the very worst of them have game-like elements to them, like, there are elements of Abscondee which are like a video game. Same for Wild Worm, or even Wonderball. Like, you press buttons in those games in a way that influence the outcome of the game, potentially. Even, what is it? Fruit Dish, which may be the worst game I've ever played in my life, and that's including the Mac and Soft games I played on Game Boy. Even that is more of a game than this, because at least you had to press buttons to change the outcome of the game. This, all that happens is you press the A button, and then the game just decides the outcome itself. You can't do anything. You can't change, like, the card that comes out, or the animal, whatever. Yeah, so here's the thing. I mean, again, you can take what I've said for every other nice code game on this console, or even just any of the ones I've looked at, just full stop, because I've looked at all of them, to my knowledge. But even the worst of those can at least be called games. Like, they do count as games. They don't count as good games, but they count as games. And this, it's like... It's like they... Yeah, like, this doesn't even qualify as a game. Like, I genuinely don't think this qualifies, because even like Sonic Adventure 7, I mean, the game itself may be pretty much unplayable, but at least it is technically possible to play the game. You have a run button, you have a jump button, you can spin dash, which is useless, but it's there. This, you don't use the D-pad, you don't use the B button. You can probably pause the game and stop. Well, no, you can't even do that. It doesn't even let me pause the game. So start doesn't do anything. It's just... Like, I'm not even going to bother looking at the screen. I'm just going to just let the game run. So, you have a good week. I've actually had the week off from work, but unfortunately most of the week ended up being rained off. I was hoping to do more with it, like I was hoping to drive to the beach. Unfortunately, because of the weather being the way it is, I didn't really get to do that. Because it's like, well, you don't want to go to the beach when it's raining, but, I got to go out to a museum, got to go out to just shops and finish my various chores that had to be sorted out by the end of the month. So I'm free to rest during the weekend, and what better way is there to rest during the weekend than to play Animal Contest? It was humid where you were? Well, I feel bad for that. Yeah, I mean, the weather here is fine. I mean, there was like a heat wave sort of last month, but this month it's been a lot cooler. It's about 20 degrees maybe, Celsius. And, yeah, certainly was an upgrade. But yeah, not really a whole lot more to say here. It's kind of just, yeah, it's quite fun. And again, I've actually just been reading Sherlock Holmes. Like, because I've got the book for that, it's like The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and the Memoirs. And I've just been reading all of that. And you know what? It's a good book so far. I mean, I've only managed to read the first couple of cases so far. But it's nice to have that kind of context on exactly what happens. You know what? I think we're gonna just let this level play out, and then we're just going to move on, I think. Yes! Com wins. Animal Contest Nightmare is officially over. And with that, we are done with the Nice Code games on this console. So I don't need to play them anymore. Yeah! Sorry. Okay, I promise not to do that again. You know what? After today, never again. I will never play a Nice Code game on the stream ever again. I may never play a Nice Code game again. I just may never play them. Just ever. I'll be like, you know what? I deserve better than this. And in fact, I deserve so much better that the last 20 games are entirely Nice Code free. On page 39, which also happens to be the penultimate page on this console, as well as the second to last page that I'll be doing on this console. So let's go to page 39. So let's see what we've got here. We've got Shockwave. We have Tiles of Fate. We actually have potentially good games. Supari Ozumo. Densetsu. Okay, what game even is that? How are you meant to know what game that is from that title? Like, that's... great. Cosmos Cop. Bar Games. Buggy Popper. Lima Shindian. Oh, I bet you've all been looking forward to that one. Metal Fighter and Pipe Dream. Well, I'm going to do Buggy Popper first. There's a reason I'm doing this one first. And it's because I've already done it. So this game... Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn the game audio back on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I've already done this game. You may remember that on one of the other streams I played a game called Bump and Jump. And yeah, this is just Bump and Jump again, but this is the Japanese version. Other than that, it's exactly the same game, so we're just going to move on. Now, since I have the turbo controller plugged in, there are a couple of games here that I actually do want to use that with. So let's play Cosmos Cop from Megasoft. Yeah, you might know this game from the Caltron 6-in-1, because this is one of the games on there, along with Magic Carpet 1001, which is also on the system, as well as Porter. Brush Roller, though of course on that console it's Bucky Man. Also, what is this plot? A2010, the Terror Legion from Alien Nation, Space Invaded Galaxy, Universal Defense Headquarters detach Cosmos Cop to destroy them. We gotta cross over the outside defense area. Okay, so, as I say, I will be using the turbo controller for this, because this is, well, if I play it without that, that's kind of what the shooting is like. I'm sure there is a version of this where you just have turbo fire by default, but it's not the version they put on this console, so I'm just going to do it myself. Now, this game, as you can clearly see, this is basically Space Harrier at home. Not exactly great, but a million times better than the games I was just playing. So, you know, this is like an actual game. LED Storm or LED Storm? You know, I don't think I've ever played that. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've played it. But as I say, this is a lot like, yeah, basically a poor man's Space Harrier. Although, I will give this game credit, this is better than the actual Famicom version of Space Harrier. Because that game is awful. Like, that is... I don't know if it's the worst version of Space Harrier, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's a really poor conversion. It just... inadequate is how I would describe that game. So this one, I guess you just kind of focus on trying not to get hit by the bullets. Yeah, this is about it, really. There's not a whole lot to say. It's just, yep, this is the game. Shoot the enemies as they appear. I mean, to be fair, this is far from the worst NT Deck game. You know, I am an NT Deck fan. I'm not a Nice Code fan, but I'm an NT Deck fan. I mean, I literally named myself after one of their games. So, you know, if that doesn't make me a fan, I don't know what does. Oh, LED stuff. Oh, it's like Bump and Jump, okay. Mad Gear. Is that where they got the name Bad Gear for in Final Fight? They just got it from that game? I think that's funny, because they have Mighty Final Fight on this. Oh, we made it. I do like the way the background moves. That actually looks pretty good. Also, great sound. Mission accomplished! Mission 2, go into the volcanoes area. Well, it looks like we're there already. This looks like the intro to Sonic Spinball. Does anyone else think that? It's like the background from that. I kind of like Sonic Spinball. Even though that game's not necessarily good, I do get some kind of weird joy from playing it. I don't know, it's one of those games, it's not technically good, but I enjoy it. It's kind of the problem with me, like, my tastes are aligned in such a way that there are a lot of, like, not good games that I can enjoy, or at least spend some time playing. And then there are a lot of good games that I just don't like them. They're not really for me. But Cosmos Cop, yeah, I could play this. I don't know, I mean, what's the best game like this on the NES or Famicom? Like, I know there are a few games like this. Cosmic Epsilon is certainly a lot more graphically impressive. But that game is also bastard hard, from what I remember. And then they also made Tetris Star the Fighter, which I don't know how that plays by comparison. Oh, they only dumped it a few years ago? I would have thought that would have been around for a lot longer, but... Okay, well that's good to know. And the computer versions are based on a prototype. It's like the Mega Drive version of New Zealand Story, which was based on a prototype version. Which is why the levels were actually harder than the arcade version, and that's saying something. Because that game is already stupidly hard. I mean, arcade hard, let's put it that way. Also, yeah, I'm not very good at avoiding the bullets in this, I'll be honest. Also, there don't seem to be any bosses in this either. It's like the levels just eventually end. It's like, eventually it's just, yeah, it just stops. Yeah, like there. It's like, well, the level ended, I guess. It's like, well, I beat it. Yeah, as I say, there is a Space Harrier for the Famicom, and it's a really bad version. Like, again, I would say this is better than the actual Space Harrier for Famicom. Because that version, it doesn't have the cool scrolling effect that this game has. I want to say it runs at a worse frame rate, too. Maybe I'm thinking of the Master System version, but... The Master System version was at least more technically impressive in a way. They did more with it. Also, you got the other attack that you do with the A button, which is pretty much useless. It's kind of just like the attack that you do with the B button, but maybe with a slightly bigger hitbox. I don't really get the point of that. Yeah, I can't avoid these hits! Also, I'm sure I collected that P, but it didn't seem to do anything. Yeah, so it's kind of just each level, they just have the enemies fire more bullets each time. So that's kind of how they make it harder. Ooh. Kind of just a case of you just have to learn to be an expert at dodging the bullets, and then you're fine. You know, it's funny, because I have beaten Magic Carpet 1001 before. I never beat this. I think this is one of those games like you run out of lives and that's it. Also, I probably could have done with that P power-up, but oops. Yeah, so I've played Animal Contest. I did also briefly show Buggy Popper, but that is literally just bump and jump again, so you haven't really missed anything. I do like the background for this. Though, I will say, NT Deck, they were very hit and miss. Like, they made Fighting Hero, which is like a really bad rip-off of Street Fighter 1. That's like... I mean, Street Fighter 1 is already hard to play, and Fighting Hero is like a million times harder because you don't even have the special moves. Like, you have to put a cheat code to get the special moves, and like the controls are just horrible. Like they barely work. Like, they're the stiffest controls ever. Like, probably legitimately. I can't think of any stiffer offhand. But then you've also got... What's that one really awful game they did? Destroyer? Which is, like, almost unplayable? Yeah, Fighting Hero 3 was okay. And JP Ronnie is obviously the best game ever made. Otherwise I wouldn't have called myself that. Explode the power station. Oh, we get to blow up a power station. That's cool. Ugh. How do I dodge this? See how fast the bullets come towards you too. Like, good luck reacting to that. Also, does the music change on the levels? I guess, yeah, I suppose it does. I was like the purple background. That looks cool. It almost looks like one of the sets of levels from Road Blasters to me. It's got that kind of like industrial look. Oh. Yeah, I wish they had Road Blaster's on this, because Road Blaster's actually a pretty good version for the NES. I quite like that one. As far as like into the screen games go, I'd say that's one of the better ones for the console. But yeah, NT Deck, they really did kind of focus on just, yeah, doing their own kind of rip-off versions of like arcade games. So I mean, JP Ronnie was kind of like Nuts and Milk. Well, I suppose Nuts and Milk wasn't an arcade game, but you know, similar idea. Also, yeah, how you meant to avoid that, I don't know. Also, like, the game had to pause to catch up. So I've got 1 life left, I think. Okay. No, okay, I might not be beating this. I can't remember how many levels this has, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 4. Might be one of those cases of you gotta remember where the enemies are, or what the patterns are. Though it's funny that they all have the same sort of bullets. They don't really change that much. Yeah, I really wish that, like, the other weapon that you have could, like, maybe if it was like a homing shot it would be good. But it's not. Mission accomplished. Mission 5. Attack the fortress. Okay. So that's it. Go attack the fortress and then we win. No, it's probably another level after this, surely. Gotta make the game last. Also, how am I meant to dodge this? There's like 1,000 bullets on screen coming to me all at once. So yeah, you see the way the enemies fly. It's like the enemies from Aimless, except now they're just firing just a barrage of nonsense. Like, look at this. Like the game is just flickering like a Christmas tree. It's like even the game can't handle it. Oh, is that? Nope, that apparently kills you. That looked like a thing I could collect, but apparently isn't. Okay, yo, time to use up all the shots. I'm on my last life, I think. Feels like it. Yeah, I think that may be it. Yeah, no one beating that without, like, save states. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, let me calibrate my screen a bit so I can see the chat better. Okay, we'll play Metal Fighter since I also want to use the turbo controller for this. Yes, from Joyvan. It's a great name. Oh yeah, this is, it's a bit like R-Type, where you can charge up the shots like this. And sometimes the game goes into this mode. Like, this game is weird, but I kind of like it. Like, I actually do enjoy this game. Like, it's not necessarily a great game, but it's appreciable. It does more than, like, the average unlicensed game shooter, let's put it that way. Also, you get the fly ability, and you no longer need to jump, which means that the A button effectively does nothing. Okay, so I think the D power-up is what I want. It's like a better type shot. Also, I think whenever you win this, you gain a health point, as long as you don't get hit. Yeah, here we go. So now I've got the double shot. But yeah, for these main levels, you kind of just want to spam shots, I think. From what I remember, it's been a while since I've played this one, but I think that's the strategy, the prevailing rule. So you seem to recall that weapon's not very good, so I'm just going to avoid it. What would the U even be? Like, ultimate shot? It's not very descriptive. It's the last shot ever, so make sure you don't miss it. Also, yeah, the enemies in this do get quite aggressive from what I remember. So, like, S, you don't need to do the weird one-on-one thing for that one. And yeah, there's like no reason to charge the shots during this bit from what I remember. You may as well just spam them. Well, technically this is a Joyvan game. I think this was before they got bought out by Saturn. But yeah, it's interesting. Wait, what happened? Okay, well, I guess I just didn't even have to fight at that time. I don't know if that was a glitch or if it was intentional. I don't remember that happening before. Also, there's meant to be a score on the bottom, and I don't know if maybe it's a bad mapper conversion, but it's just not displaying correctly. But note that I've got the laser, like just like the one from R-Type, which is interesting. It might actually be quite useful for this boss, now that I think about it. Because as long as I'm not in its line of sight, I can just do this. But yeah, Joyvan, they made some okay games and some really bad games. I mean, they're the people that made Little Red Hood, which is pretty much one of the worst games ever made. And thankfully, this is no Little Red Hood, and I mean that as a compliment. This game actually kind of works, even if I'm rubbish at it. Oh, no, I was facing away that time. Oops. You can charge a shot. Unfortunately, there's no health bar or anything. Like, you don't even get to see your own health bar in this bit. Like, they couldn't figure out how to do that. Yes, Silent Assault. Oh yeah, they did make Silent Assault, didn't they? I beat that game. That game is bad, but in a funny way. It's like, yeah, just having a gunfight at the carnival against an alien invasion. And what am I fighting anyway? It's like a possessed pair of leggings. like, what is this? Some interesting design you got going on here. Which the boss didn't take so long to kill. Oh, did it. But yes, Silent Assault is an interesting one. You ever played Silent Assault? Oh, interesting they kept my flight power after I died. So I think this gets harder with each level as well. But yeah, this may actually be Joyvan's best game. It's either this or maybe Jovial Race. Can't really think of any other good ones. Because as I say, I mean, Little Red Hood again is horrible. It's like no one in the right mind would want to play that, and yeah, like that game is just a confusing mess. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm pretty certain that game wasn't even finished. Like, I'm pretty certain on that. Like, it had to have been like a preliminary work that they just released anyway. Actually, I wonder, if I just turbo fire, does that prevent the enemies from being able to fire? That's what I want now. And I don't think you can shoot things on the ground. I think those are invincible. Better off avoiding them anyway, because if you can destroy them, they take too many hits. Great, and I lost my flight power. Wonderful. Appreciate that game. I like that. But yeah, like, you see how aggressive the enemies are too. Like you see like the irregular patterns. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever played Galactic Crusader. I've got it on the Rumble Station, which is basically a collection of Color Dreams games. Like, just games they published. But yeah, that you really have to deal with a whole load of like irregular attack pattern bullshit. Like Silver Surfer or something like that. Also, yeah, I remember when this game had power-ups? Yeah, they couldn't be bothered to give you any here. It's like, yeah, we forgot about the whole putting power-ups into the game in this part. Actually, I wonder, is it quicker to beat the boss just doing turbo fire? Hold on. I think Joyvan, they made Sidewinder, didn't they? I actually have that game on cartridge, and that one is really bad. It's like 1943 at home. Ugh, okay, I did it. Yeah, the Rumble Station. I got it quite a while ago. It's, interesting. It's not great, but There's some interesting games on it. Maybe a couple I want to put more time into, although the majority of the games are really not good. I mean, you know, it's a Call of Dreams collection, what do you expect? Yeah, here we go. I mean, to be fair, you could certainly do a lot worse than this game. See most of the other games I've played today. I mean, I would take this over, well, any of the Nice Code games I played. Even if I can't beat it. Okay, yo, let's... I mean, it's after 6 o'clock, but... should I play one more of these games? I'll play at least one more. And I'll plug the regular controller back in just in case the controller just stops working for whatever reason. Plugging this in. Thankfully I don't have to do those maths games again. You know what? I think I may save Lima Shindian for next time. Yeah, I think, guess to save for that one. Okay, let's play Shockwave. By American Game Cartridges, so you know it's quality. So we go, player 1 into my name. It's obviously... no, not JQ, JP! JP! Yeah, let's do that. New game. Okay, let's do it. It looks even better with that font. Okay, I remember this one. So if you don't know what this game is... So Shockwave, this was one of the games that was on the Maxi 15 multi-cart that was endorsed by a whole bunch of like former WWE wrestlers. Like Hulk Hogan endorsed it. And like Mr. Perfect, Koukou Beware, and... oh, who was it? The Honky Tonk Man. They were all on there. You have Mike, what was his name? Mike Levy, who I remember from one episode of Friends, where he did like a fake infomercial thing with Joey. Also, an amazing song here, by the way. I like this song. Hold on, don't mess this up. How do you do this? Oh, hold on. I think I figured it out. Oh. Great. 2 levels in, and I've already messed up the puzzle. That's, kind of quality you have to expect from me. I mean, this game is simple enough. It's, you know, kind of basic puzzle game. Not really a whole lot to say about this one, really. It's playable. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get into it, though. Not that it's necessarily bad or anything, it's just kind of like... It's a very slight game. Yeah, I don't think this is even solvable, is it? Yeah, I don't know how you do that. Fine, I'll have to restart the maze, I guess. Yeah, maybe there's a bit of Crystal Mines to this. Crystal Mines was cool. Okay, I think I know what to do. Guess I can hold down... oh no, you can't hold down the button, never mind. I do enjoy the music in this one. It's chintzy in a way that's amusing. Yeah, Crystal Mines is okay. The problem with Crystal Mines is that it's just too hard. Like, if that game was a bit more forgiving, then that may be a real unsung gem. You know, an unsung hero of the Nintendo Entertainment System. But as it is, I don't know. Like, it's almost really good, but it's just too hard. Like, it really needed a password system. I mean, this game isn't that bad. I mean, it's playable enough. But there's not a whole lot to say, really. It's kind of just, yeah, this is it. You got teleports, you gotta break the bricks in a certain way. I don't really get the music for this one, but... Also, yeah, they got a bunch of, like, classical pieces. Oh, wait, I think I know what to do. think. Nope. No, I did it one too many times. Except I didn't actually salvaged it. Yeah, see that? I thought I messed up, but I didn't. How do you do this? Oh. Okay, I get it. Yeah. See, I'm using my brain to play this one. I don't really get the point of the flames, though. It's just like, why are the flames? Oh, and nope, apparently I hit the wrong one, so now I've probably made the level unsolvable. Yeah, I love doing that, because I can't really see the maze properly, because because you can't see the whole maze on one screen. So it's like, how would you know the first time? It's just, ugh. Yeah, it's a real problem. You know, and it's not like you can, like, pause the game and see the whole play. Yeah, if you pause the game, you can't scroll it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, too, because there was a version of Boulder Dash on the NES, but it's not on this console. Oh, good. And no, apparently you have to do this in a certain order, otherwise you make it impossible. Also, yeah, TDK. Yeah, I'll bet TDK had nothing to do with this game. I don't know. I mean, you could play it, but... I mean, the thing is, the Maxi 15 games generally weren't great. It's really weird, too, because they have Crazy Creatures on there, which I genuinely think is one of the best games on the console. Like, not even just on that multi-card, but just on the entire console is one of the best games. But then the other 14 games weren't anywhere near as good. It's like you got one amazing game, and then 14 other games that are just kind of whatever. Like Venice Beach Volleyball is on there, which you might remember that I played on this console. Maybe that game's okay, but also, why wouldn't I just play, you know, Super Spike B-Ball instead? And then... Okay, like, what did I even do? I didn't even move the blocks. I must have hit the wrong one or something. Okay. Yeah, restart the maze. Yep, and that's it. From the makers of... What was that game called? Wally Bear and the No Gang? I think this is the same people that made that. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I don't feel like continuing that. Okay, you know what? Let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, I can see a whole bunch of puzzle games and stuff like that. You know, let's play Tiles of Fate. Just because I want to play at least one good game. And you can't really go wrong with what this game does. So, Tiles of Fate, made by Computer and Entertainment, I think they were called. And, yeah, basically their whole thing was... Well, they made various games of varying quality. Some of them were good and some of them were kind of eh. Computer and Entertainment weren't bad, actually. You know, they made some quality games. This one... hold on. Yeah, so this game... Well, yeah, it's the game where you have to match the tiles. You know, I think you can figure out how this one works. Also, you got this nice sort of stereotypical Chinese music, too. But again, you could do a lot worse than this. This one's fine. You know, it is what it is. There is a 2-player mode, and... I'd be interested to know how the 2-player mode works in this, because I don't think you take turns, or maybe it's a case of you try to clear the same board, but you try to get the highest score than the other player. I think that might be how this game works in that. But yeah, there were quite a few games like this. I mean, of course you have Shanghai, and Shanghai 2 on Famicom, which is really good. And you got this game, you've got, what was it, Match Mania for Game Boy, which is more or less the same as this, actually. Yeah, like, Match Mania kind of just is this game. And I like Match Mania fine enough. You know, you can't really go wrong with it. Yeah, Shisensho, also known as Match Mania, if you're playing the Game Boy version at least. Yeah, so basically it's just a case of you have to find a path for the tiles to be able to reach the other tiles. And if you run out of moves, you lose. Also, this one you can get power-ups. I'm not certain on what power-ups actually do. Yeah. So, nice sound effect there. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, we're really coming towards the end of this series now. I mean, this is the second last page of games. And after this, there's really not much left. I mean, there's page 4 left after this, and I don't know. I don't know how long those games will take. I guess we'll see. But maybe this will actually all be done next week. Just depends on how long the games take to do. But, you know, I could probably keep going with this, like, just all day. Oh, no. Now I have to be able to read these tiles? Oh, this is not great. Oh, God, how do you do this? I can't even read these properly. I think the resolution here doesn't really help. Like, the tiles probably needed to be a bit bigger for this to be sort of more manageable. Like, yeah, because the legibility of these tiles is not great. Because, like, yeah, like, it's taken me a while just to figure out what the tiles even are and if I can match them to anything. So, no, that's not going to work. You know what? How do I use the power-ups? There's a way to... Maybe I have to fill up the bar to be able to use it. Yeah, I can't even see... Like, this is the problem. Like, the screen size is too small for this to really work well. Like, I could barely tell what the tiles are even supposed to be. Like, I know that they're Mahjong tiles, but... Well, no, because I think the problem is the resolution is just not big enough. Like, that's the main problem with this. Is, like, the tiles are too small for this to work. Like, is this not the same as this? Because it looks the same to me, but apparently not. Okay, well, at least I gain a bit of time every time I match one. No, there we go. Well, I know that the bar on the bottom is time, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go so I don't run out of time. But I do remember there was multiple versions of this. There is a Chinese version, which is basically the same as this. This is the version that I think this was also on the Maxi 15, wasn't it? Yes, yeah, so this game was on the Maxi 15 as well. And there was also, like, a porno version of this that got released in Japan by Hacker International, I think. That's the kind of thing they did back then. That was just... that was their style. Yeah, the problem is I really can't tell with this resolution. Like, I could tell in the Mahjong games because the tiles themselves were larger, and therefore it was easier to tell them apart from one another. You know, and I was playing the Mahjong games last week, actually, so... Okay, so now I've got that figured out. Level complete. Actually, I might need to look into, for Pipe Dream, like what the different modes are. So, nice little cutscene here. To be fair, this is one of the better games you'll find on the Maxi 15. It's no crazy creatures, but it's not bad. Yeah, there's a reason why Chinese text in these 8-bit games, whenever they did translations or original games or whatever, they always had larger text than English characters, because there are so many different characters in the language that trying to do an 8x8, it would have just been illegible. Like, I remember there was that Hummer Team RPG, Jinkei Xinjuan, or however you pronounce it, which they rendered the characters just like that took up like half the screen just so you could read them. Yeah, I do think that the Mahjong 4-player game did a better job of it. So we go stage 2-1. And they've got brick walls on this. I like that. But yeah, I like this game. This game is fine. You know, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just kind of... Yeah, it's a game where you gotta match up the tiles. but, yeah. Oh, wait, is that not the same? Okay, that looks the same to me. Like, 2 pixel difference. So you're playing to spot the difference with the game. Also, welcome to level 1, which is actually the 2nd level, but you know. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, they made them too similar looking. Like, they couldn't have just put, like, a letter on it. Like, I didn't have this problem when I was playing, like, Shanghai 2 on the Famicom, which has similar looking tiles, but they're better defined. And they might have actually been smaller too, which is the funny part. Can I match up the brick tiles? No, the brick tiles are just there to get in the way. Okay, well, makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I like the power-ups, though. Like, the fact that this game has power-ups for something like this tells you that they weren't just sleepwalking through this. They didn't just program this game in a weekend like certain other games that I could maybe have played today. And apparently I messed up. Great. Yeah, because I can't really do anything here. Wait, hold on. How do I use the power-ups? There's definitely a way to use them. I don't remember how. Wait, what happened? No, apparently that's it. That's the game. Okay. Let's see. I had my dinner before I started streaming, by the way, so I'm actually not that hungry right now. Shall I finish off with one more game? Yeah, because I'm thinking the last page of games could take a while, so... Yeah, let's finish with Densetsu. I want to see what this is. From Namco. Oh yes, here we go. So... Oh, I remember this. Yeah, so you got to choose your... choose your zodiac sign at the beginning. Fine, we'll go for Scorpio. Blood type AB. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what my blood type is. And let's go for a red outfit because it looks cool. Is that red or pink? I can't even tell. Yeah, so this is Valkyrie no Densetsu, which is notable for being one of Namco's first console games. And this is actually... It's a bit of an odd one to find on this, actually. This is like an early action RPG for the system. So this was maybe a few months after Legend of Zelda. So, like, they made Zelda. And this may have been the first game that took influence from it. But yeah. I mean, they could have called it, like, Valkyrie or something in the menu. Something that's slightly more descriptive than just Densetsu, which is in countless other game titles. Also, here's the password system. like how many characters that is. It's like, ugh. Yeah, passwords back in the day. Not great. Also, yeah, I can just go into bed. Gives me my health back. I must admit, I haven't really played this game. I'm not all that familiar with it. I know the basics. I know you get different stats depending on... what is it? You get different stats depending on your, like, zodiac sign and blood type, I think. Well, it's certainly one of those, like, changes it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. We don't have Zelda, but we have this game that's a little bit like it. Your attack has, like, no range, too. Let me see. Can I figure out what to do? Okay, so... Yeah, so, like, A... Oh, see, A, I guess is, like, magic. B, what is this? No, what? So, I guess I used that. I don't know what it did. And of course, select, it does the same thing. So... Yeah, A and B, they do the things on the bottom of the screen. It kind of like Zelda, where you have the what it tells you what the buttons do at the top. So you have to keep swapping weapons and that sort of thing. Oh, wait, there's weather in this too? That's interesting. Or maybe not weather, but like day-night cycle. Again, I haven't really played this one much. I just kind of know the basics. Yeah, so you select with D-pad. So I guess, do we just wait for daytime? Oh, that's right. Yeah, so this is like... which game is it? Is it Ultima, where you have to talk to the king to get extra, like, to go up levels or whatever? I think they kind of took it from that. It's kind of funny, because, like, Zelda really didn't have a leveling system. Like, you got better weapons as you progress through the game, but, you know, you didn't get XP or anything. Like, Zelda 2 had that, but the first one didn't. This isn't necessarily a bad game, but I will say, I've heard people talk about this game, and the reception I've heard is not great. Generally, it's kind of a game of its time. That's kind of what I've heard. It's one of those where you can tell this is like a really early example. It's kind of a shame, too, because, like, Zelda, I think, is actually one of the best games on the NES or Famicom. Like that game holds up really well. It stood the test of time. And a lot of other games like it, I don't know that they do. Because there were a lot of kind of Zelda-likes back in the day. Like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Like, there's no in-game map. Like, Zelda at least had a grid that gave you some idea of where you were in relation to everything else. And this doesn't even have that. Like, maybe there was, like, a manual. Well, there would have been a manual. But maybe there was a map that came with the manual. I don't know. Try this. Oh. Yeah, so that just gives him a health back. Nope, don't know what to do there. I guess I need to level up more, but... Okay. So that is Valkyrie no Densetsu. I may need to look into that more just to kind of figure it out better. Again, this is one of those games you probably need the manual for it. At least you can just continue from where you left off, so there isn't that. Although you do seem to lose your health, which is kind of a shitty thing to do. But, yeah. That will do for today. But yeah, we may actually be done with this next week. Depending on how long the last set of games take. But, yeah, we're coming towards the end. I mean, even just on this page where we've got Sapari Ozumo, Bar Games, Lima Shindian, and Pipe Dream. So we've got another 14 games left to go. And then that's it. We're done with this console. So... next time may be the final time that I play this. And then we'll do the final 14 games, we'll call it a day, and see how I did. But yeah, look forward to sumo wrestling and gambling and Pipe Dream. But until then, I'll see you later, people. See you.